What if I told you the most powerful country in the world isn't America anymore? It's an app that knows what you like, what you fear, who you love, what keeps you awake at night. An app that tracks your thoughts, your habits, your emotions. And behind that app stands one man, quiet, calculated, watching. While billions of people were busy posting selfies, scrolling memes, and chasing likes, Mark Zuckerberg was building one of the most powerful digital empires in human history. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, 3 platforms, billions of users, trillions of data points, and the scariest part, we gave him everything willingly. And if you enjoy deep documentaries about power, technology, and the hidden systems shaping our world, make sure to subscribe, because this story gets much darker. Chapter 1: The Hacker Mindset Before Facebook Changed the World. There was a Harvard dorm room. A tiny room, a laptop, and a 19-year-old student obsessed with code. But Zuckerberg wasn't thinking like a normal student. Most people at Harvard wanted degrees, connections, safe careers. Mark wanted systems, control, scale. In 2003, before Facebook even existed, Zuckerberg created a website called FaceSmash. The idea was simple. Students' photos were pulled from Harvard databases, and users would vote on who looked more attractive. Within hours, the site exploded across campus. Traffic became so massive, Harvard's servers struggled to handle it. But there was one problem. The photos were taken without permission. Students were furious. Harvard investigated him. The site was shut down almost immediately. Most people would have panicked after almost getting expelled. But Zuckerberg learned something far more valuable. People are addicted to attention. And attention can be engineered. That moment changed everything. Because Facebook wasn't built by a businessman first. It was built by a hacker. Someone obsessed with understanding human behavior and using technology to shape it. And history shows us something dangerous. The biggest empires often begin as experiments. Nobody takes seriously. What do you think? Fair social media companies helping humanity or quietly controlling it? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Chapter 2: The machine that hijacked human attention, but Zuckerberg's real genius wasn't coding. It was understanding human weakness. Because social media doesn't compete with other apps. It competes with your attention. The same attention you use to study, build businesses, chase goals, or change your life. And once Meta understood how valuable human attention really was, Facebook stopped becoming a website. It became a machine. A machine designed to keep billions of people connected for as long as possible. Every time you open Facebook or Instagram, something invisible happens inside your brain. Dopamine, the same chemical linked to pleasure, reward, and addiction. Every notification, every like, every message, every scroll-to dopamine hits. And Meta's platforms were designed to maximize them. The infinite feed was one of the smartest psychological tricks in tech history. Unlike books, movies, or newspapers, social media never ends. There's always another post, another reel, another video. Your brain keeps searching for the next reward, exactly like a slot machine. Casinos use unpredictable rewards to keep gamblers pulling the lever. Social media uses unpredictable content to keep users scrolling. Sometimes you see something boring, sometimes hilarious, sometimes emotional, sometimes shocking. Your brain never knows what's next, and that uncertainty keeps you hooked. Former tech insiders and psychologists have repeatedly warned that modern social media platforms are engineered around engagement. Because the longer you stay online, the more profitable you become. Notifications were carefully optimized. Colors were tested. Algorithms studied your reactions. Not to make you happier, to make you stay. Chapter 3: The real product is you. People think Facebook is Meta's product. It's not. You are. Every click, every like, every search, every second you pause on a post. It all becomes data. And data is the most valuable resource of the digital age. Meta tracks behavior patterns at a scale humanity has never seen before. What kind of content makes you emotional? What topics make you angry? What products attract you? What time you wake up? What you search after midnight? The algorithm slowly builds a psychological profile of you, and then sells advertisers the ability to target you with terrifying precision. There's a famous quote in Silicon Valley: "If a product is free, you are the product." And Meta perfected that business model. The company earns the overwhelming majority of its money through advertising. Businesses pay billions to place ads in front of exactly the right people, not random people. In 2025, Meta generated over $200 billion in annual revenue, largely powered by advertising across Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp ecosystems. That's not just a social media company anymore. That's an attention economy superpower. Chapter 4. The $1 trillion attention machine. Facebook started as a college website, but Zuckerberg never thought small. He understood something early. In the digital world, attention is power. The more time people spend on your platform, the more data you collect, the more ads you sell, the richer you become. So Meta expanded aggressively. In 2012, Zuckerberg bought Instagram for around $1 billion. At the time, many people laugh today, Instagram became one of the most powerful social media platforms on Earth. Then came WhatsApp. In 2014, Meta acquired it for roughly $19 billion. One of the biggest tech acquisitions in history. Why spend that much money? Because Zuckerberg understood a brutal truth. If a platform becomes powerful enough to steal attention from Facebook, it becomes a threat. So instead of competing with future rivals, Meta bought them. And when buying failed, Meta often copied successful features: stories, short, form video, recommendation systems. Everything became a war for human attention. By the mid-2020s, billions of people were using Meta platforms daily. The company transformed into an empire built on one thing: keeping humans online. Chapter 5. The darkest scandals. But every empire has cracks. And Meta's biggest scandals revealed how dangerous digital power could become. In 2018, the world learned about Cambridge Analytica, a political consulting firm accused of harvesting Facebook user data without proper consent. Millions of profiles were reportedly used to help build psychological targeting models for political campaigns. Suddenly, people began asking terrifying questions. Could social media influence elections? Could algorithms manipulate public opinion? Could a tech platform shape democracy itself? Governments around the world launched investigations. Zuckerberg was called before the United States Congress. For the first time, the quiet tech genius had to answer to the world. But Cambridge Analytica was only part of the problem. Meta faced repeated criticism over privacy leaks, misinformation, mental health concerns, and harmful content spreading through algorithms. Critics argued the platforms rewarded outrage because outrage increases engagement, and engagement increases profits. The bigger Meta became, the harder it became to separate technology from influence. Chapter 6. Why Zuckerberg keeps buying everything: Instagram, WhatsApp, Oculus, artificial intelligence. At first glance, these look like separate businesses. But they all connect to one long-term vision: control the next generation of human interaction. Phones changed the internet. Now Zuckerberg wants to control what comes after phones. That's why Meta invested heavily into virtual reality through Oculus. Why the company rebranded from Facebook to Meta. Why billions are now being poured into AI infrastructure. Zuckerberg isn't just building apps anymore. He's trying to build the future digital environment where humans work, communicate, shop, and live. Critics call it monopoly behavior. Supporters call it innovation. But one thing is undeniable: Meta keeps expanding because attention alone is no longer enough. The next war is about controlling the future itself. Chapter 7. Meta's biggest fear for years. Meta dominated social media. Then TikTok arrived. And suddenly, people stopped scrolling Facebook. TikTok's algorithm became one of the most addictive recommendation systems ever created. Short videos, fast entertainment, constant stimulation. Meta realized something terrifying. Attention can disappear faster than empires are built. That fear triggered a massive response. Instagram pushed Reels aggressively. Algorithms changed. Short-form video became the priority. But another threat appeared: artificial intelligence. OpenAI, ChatGPT, AI assistants. The internet itself was changing. Instead of searching websites, people started asking AI directly. And Zuckerberg understood the danger immediately. If AI controls information flow in the future, whoever controls AI could control the next era of the internet. That's why Meta started spending tens of billions of dollars on AI infrastructure, chips, data centers, and talent. The company openly admitted AI is now one of its biggest priorities. This isn't just competition anymore. It's survival. Chapter 8. The Hidden Psychological Trap. Here's the darkest part of the story. The real battle isn't happening on your screen. It's happening inside your mind. Social media platforms compete for one resource above all else: your attention. Because attention decides what you think about, what you believe, what influences your emotions, and eventually, who you become. The more time you spend scrolling, the less time you spend building. People compare their lives to filtered realities. Confidence drops. Focus disappears. Anxiety rises. Whores vanish without purpose. And slowly endless consumption replaces creativity. The attention economy rewards distraction. Because distracted people are easier to monetize. That's why controlling your attention has become one of the most important skills of the modern world. If you cannot control your focus, someone else will. Chapter 9. The Transformation of Zuckerberg. The old Mark Zuckerberg looked awkward, quiet, emotionless, a stereotypical computer nerd. But power changes people. Over the years, Zuckerberg transformed his public image completely. Luxury lifestyle, private islands, massive security, high-level political influence. Then came something unexpected: MMA training, combat sports, fitness. The once awkward programmer suddenly started looking like a tech warrior preparing for Battleland. Maybe that transformation reflects something deeper. Because the modern tech world is no longer just about coding, it's about dominance. The AI race, the data race, the attention race, and Zuckerberg intends to stay at the center of all of it. Final message. The real lesson: it's easy to blame technology. But technology itself isn't evil. The real danger is unconscious consumption. Attention is the new currency of the modern world. The biggest companies on earth are fighting for it. Every second, every click, every scroll. Some people spend their lives consuming technology. Others build the platforms that shape the future. That's the difference. Winners create systems. Losers get trapped inside them. And the next billionaire probably won't be the person scrolling endlessly through content. He'll be the person controlling where the world looks next. So the real question isn't, is social media dangerous? The real question is, who controls your attention? Because whoever controls your attention controls your future. End screen. The dark secret behind Mark Zuckerberg's empire was never just technology. It was human psychology. And now that you understand the game, maybe you'll stop playing it blindly. If this documentary changed the way you see social media, share it with someone who needs to hear this. And subscribe for more documentaries about technology, psychology, money, and power.